suspect is within your participants. For the sake of this investigation, I highly suggest postpone the race for a little bit.
But that means, fuck, for something like this, to interrupt my race? The race will continue as normal. It's too late. Everyone involved in this is already putting everything they got into winning. Not even the president has control over it anymore. Postponing this is impossible.
I figured you'd say something like that. That's why I requested that Mountain Tim pursue all potential suspects.
Huh?
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 Huh? What's wrong? The horses are acting strange.
Must be because Mountain Tim has arrived.
Huh?
He's a mysterious fellow. The horses always pay him their respect.
Howdy.
Huh?
Oh, when did he?
Huh?
Flowers.
Okay.
Are you actually married? It's a shame.
Mountain Tim? What's with him taking this request? I mean, he's a legendary cowboy, and even a candidate to win. Jumped in today's race, he came in 4th place.
Allow me to explain. Not only is he a very good friend of mine, but a reliable one at that. All the way from northern Montana to the southern parts of Texas, he collected rewards pursuing men all over the Great West.
Howdy.
But he's a participant in the race.
Yes, of course. That's why he's important. Once the second stage of the race begins, there's a high probability that he'll be targeted by the suspect. It'll only be to our benefit if he's pursued. He'll be the new sheriff assistant, if that's all right with you, Mr. Steele.
Huh?
Huh?
Well, what's this? What's this fury I'm feeling all of a sudden? So, such a thing was present during the race. Don't worry, feel at ease. I can't possibly win the race now. In this race, I have many friends who are also participating. But up until now, I've never seen anything like this before. Such a killing method. However, I have heard a legend about similar deaths. There's an old Indian legend that tells about a spot where a shooting star fell somewhere in the Arizona desert. There lies tainted soil. It is said that anything that touches the spot will suddenly be able to pull out a mysterious power from its own. At the same time, though, evil spirits will call out a curse upon them. None of the natives of the land will step foot there. One day, a white man looking for emerald ore stepped into the spot and started to come home. It is said that afterwards, he began to kill others in a similar fashion. And afterwards, as if possibly realizing his own sinfulness, he shot himself.
That's terrible.
But if he died, he's obviously not the suspect. Which makes me wonder, if you are really going to keep up with this investigation, how do you plan to find the suspect? Do you intend to keep an eye out for aliens? First thing to do is to follow these footprints. These ones. In these, the berserk nature of the run is clearly visible. And in the center, there's a very distinguishable mountain-shaped mark. That still doesn't make it evidence.
No.
It most certainly does. The horse probably went out of control after seeing human blood. And judging from the nature of the rider, it's probably someone who's used to being in the desert. There's a bottle laying over there by the victim. Have you checked it out, Sheriff? There's something inside there, covered in blood.
A button? Is it a button from a piece of clothing? What the? He pulled it off. Huh?
Excellent work, Mountain Tim.
Huh? Huh?
Oh, the thing from the bottle!
I wonder what sort of connection this has with the murder method. This is a gene bud from the genes of the victim. Why would it come off? More importantly, how could it possibly get inside the bottle? I don't claim to know the answers. However, one thing is certain. It's very dangerous for the killer to let such an important piece of evidence fall into our hands.
The second stage is scheduled to start in 5 minutes! Second stage, across the Arizona desert, Monument Valley. Santa Maria Novella Church, Monument Valley. An estimated distance of 12,000 kilometers over 12 to 18 days. Active participants, 3,770. Date, 9/26/1890. 10 a.m. start. Prize, 10,000 and 1 plus hour time bonus. Points for runner-up will be ranked from 1 to 100. Participants, please line yourself up at the starting line. What about the one that just flew by here? Just remember that the penalties will still be given, so be careful. For the second stage, the goal will be upon reaching Monument Valley after crossing a distance of 12,000 kilometers. All participants are allowed to freely choose their own route through the desert, how many miles they wish to travel per day, and even which lodgings they wish to stay at, with the expectation of the requirements of passing through the pre-designated checkpoint. Finally, if for some reason a player is forced to retire in the middle of the race, their respective numbers will be displayed as flags over the route. Covered wagons filled with medics and referees will be following the race at a distance behind. Now, these medics have a large supply of things like water, food, and medicine on them, and will not hesitate to dispense them if requested. Do keep in mind, though, any players that do so will be immediately retired from the race.
Gyro! This stage top candidate seems to be Sandman. Even in the gambling arena, he's the most popular. What do you think of that?
What about me?
Ha! Sucks for you. By the way, I'm the 6th most popular racer. You're only number 9 because of your penalty. If you wouldn't have gotten that, I'm sure you'd be pretty popular.
Those people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Anyways, you look at it. This article was written by some idiot, everyday person. No one should take it seriously.
But if Sandman takes the prize again this time, his total points will be 200, and he will have accumulated 2 hours in time bonuses. If that happens, he'll have an overwhelming advantage over anyone else for the rest of the race. That's really what we've got to keep from happening.
I wonder, can he run over 1,000 kilometers in one day?
I'm afraid so. And to make matters worse, Sandman is from the Arizona desert, so geographically, he's on his home turf. That guy over there, Mountain Tim, is just about as popular and a huge candidate for this time around.
But look at that weird hat he's wearing. Makes me want to trample all over it. Right there, while it's still on his head. I want to trample right on it.
Mountain Tim is a cowboy, so he should have poor short-range abilities. Yet, then again, he was following us pretty well yesterday. We couldn't even hear the sound of the hoofs his horse made, so without us knowing, he followed us all the way to the end and then passed us up at the last second.
I think it's because of that weird hat he's wearing. Haven't you noticed it? No.
Gyro, this stage, I think it's going to turn into a battle over the water holes. How far people can continue on this route must depend on how far they can go without running out of water. In 1875, just when this land had barely become a part of the United States of America, there was an incident that involved the death of an entire army unit, the 26th Cavalry. It wasn't because of a war or an incident though, because during that year, all the known water holes dried up. As they wandered through the desert looking for an alternative source of water, they noticed that the temperature was steadily rising. It was already well above 50 degrees Celsius and quickly nearing 60 degrees Celsius as they continued through the area. Eventually, they all died of dehydration, but before that, small fissures and cracks spread across their own dried up clay-like eyeballs, and they all went blind. Blind, they continued to wander aimlessly through the infinite desert, slowly being roasted to death by the sun. Here's the indicators of water holes according to the map. From the starting point, we should head north, and after traveling 50 kilometers a day, we should hit the first water hole. If we stray from this and happen to get lost in the desert, the thing we'll really be retiring from is life itself. Also, I can't forget about what I have in my hand. This cork. Just what do I have to do to get it to start revolving?
It's now only 30 seconds until we start! Alright, in just an instant, the second stage shall truly begin! There is no track laid along the race path, so the train will go ahead to the next checkpoint. They say that the hot air balloon can only follow to the Colorado River. Diego Brando has pushed up his goggles. Coco Loco, as usual, has his mini sacks packed up and ready. Let's go! Start! The 10 o'clock fireworks are flying into the air right now on time!
What?
He's flying! It's Gyro! It's Gyro! It's Gyro! It's Gyro! It's Gyro! Just like the first stage, he went flying by on his own just like that! In a few more minutes, he'll be no more than a speck on the horizon. All the horses following him will be plastered in his dust! At any rate, it seems that Gyro Zeppeli's plans to complete this second stage as a solo run!
Can he really take all 1,200 kilometers on his own? Fuck! What the hell is wrong with this guy? I'm coming after him! I'm coming after you!
Oh, wait! Gyro Zeppeli is... What is this? He's changing course?
Huh?
He's completely changing his course! So he wasn't just flying out ahead? He was picking out a completely different route!
What the hell?
Gyro Zeppeli is heading straight into the desert? It looks like he's aiming to cut across the entire wasteland. Does he plan to ignore the first water hole altogether? At this angle, a water hole won't be visible for another 150 kilometers or so.
What the hell are you doing, Gyro Zeppeli? At least give me some reason for all this speed!
What? We have other rivals in the race who are doing the same thing. Wanna come with? This is the shortest way. This way, we'll pass them all, even Sandman. Ahow! Now it looks like Gyro isn't the only one crossing the desert. He's gained a follower. But who on earth would voluntarily pick such a route? It's like setting oneself up for suicide. All they must be thinking about is setting their hands on the prize. I can see his number. His name is Mrs. Robertson!